good morning. I have got the video from when I went on the factory tour down to about 20 minutes now, so I'm making progress, but I've got loads of footage, some of which I'm probably going to use a little bit later today. But the first thing I need is to go grab a coffee. Can I have a large string latte, please? I love this coffee. It's amazing. Oh. Wow. I don't look anything like a sunburn today, which is good, because I did get a bit roasted yesterday. So I'm going to be talking principally today about Autopilot.
So we're from Massachusetts, and last year we took a road trip out here. So it was an 8,000-mile road trip. We went to 75 superchargers.
So you kind of, on average, did about 500 miles a day?
Yeah. One day I think we did 860 miles, like through Montana.
And people think electric cars aren't for long journeys.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the best part about it was the autopilot, honestly.
Yeah.
We had it in autopilot 99.9% of the time. It was just boom, and then
off you go. Yeah, my car doesn't have autopilot, so I don't even know what I'm missing there. But I mean, even without autopilot, you know, I happily drive 500 miles in a day.
But technically you do have autopilot, don't you? You just haven't turned it on.
I do?
It depends on the car.
Rick, what year is your car?
No, I don't have it.
Oh, no hardware at all?
At all.
No hardware at all?
I'd turn it on. If I had the hardware, I'd turn it on.
Okay, because we were going to start to convince you here.
No.
Maybe we can find an extra set of autopilot hardware laying around the factory.
And I had a bit of a discussion with Kim from Like Tesla.
You've done 71,000 miles in your Tesla,
yeah.
And this is not like around Europe. This is just staying
just
in the
around
UK.
the UK, yeah.
Right? And this is all non-autopilot because you don't have autopilot on this.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Kim, you have autopilot,
yes.
So maybe you can enlighten James about like what are some of the benefits that you find about autopilot that you might not have expected.
At first, actually, I was really scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
But for road trips is where it really comes in handy. If I don't have it, I'm just exhausted. By the time I'm done with the road trip, I just feel like mentally exhausted, just having to focus a little bit more on the road. Also, with having kids, a lot of times they want a snack or they drop their toy or those little things like that. Being able to have it in autopilot while you're fishing, you know, behind you to get whatever you need to get, it's a lot safer option.
See, my wife would say that she does have autopilot when she has to lean in the back. It's called her husband.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so your wife doesn't see the need for it. What about you? Do you feel like you would like it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because although whenever I'm driving, I always give the road 100% of my attention, and I never under any circumstances try and do anything filming related.
Yeah.
If I did, it would be helpful to know that the car was, you know, I mean, it would only be half a second away from having full attention on the road anyway.
Yeah.
But it would be great if the car would just be there as a backup, if you see what I mean. And I think there is that safety aspect, which is missing from the non-autopilot cars. You know, if a car suddenly brakes in front of you in a non-autopilot anything, the car's not going to do anything. You have to notice that.
Right.
And you should do, but people don't always.
Yeah.
And so now looking forward into the future, some of us are thinking about Model 3s, and fully autonomous seems like it's going to be an option that's going to happen in the future. Would you go for fully autonomous? Would you go for a fully autonomous that maybe wasn't 100% ready yet? Like there's different levels of autonomy.
Yeah.
And there's sort of the level 4, which is like, yeah, it'll drive itself, except sometimes it won't. Like, would you go for a level 4, or would you want to wait out for a level 5? Like, go to sleep?
I think we're gonna wait it out because this will be the car that my husband will drive more as a commuter car, and until full autonomy is 100% ready, we'll wait it out, and you know, we might even be leasing the Model 3, and so at the next lease or in a few years when it is ready at that point, we'll go full autonomy probably on it.
James, what about you?
If you're asking about whether I would take that option at launch, I mean, it would probably just wind up as being a financial decision, because ultimately you'd be able to add it on at a later date. The car will come with the hardware. If you're asking would I be comfortable being driven around in a car that was level 5 or level 4 for that matter, I would, yeah. I think if it was level 5, I would follow what the manufacturer said to the letter, I think. So if they said stay alert, keep your attention on the road, that's what I would do. Yeah. And I think it'd be silly to do anything else.
I agree with his answer.
I'm taking an Uber today for the first time ever. This has been an amazingly fun trip, but it is full of footage. The problem with good footage is it takes time to edit. See this? This is awesome. Easy and quick. I love it already. I've been using it for about 10 seconds. Hello.
James, right?
Yes, that's the one. I was going to take the baths, which would have been a lot cheaper, but it's Sunday, so I would have had to change when I got across the bay, and I've run out of time anyway because I've been editing videos. So I just thought, you know what, I'll use Uber for the first time ever. Why not? The thing that I personally love about it is that it's just so ridiculously easy. I mean, it took the payment through Android Pay on my phone, you know, for example. And you know, it's just compared to traditional taxis, I hate to say it, but they're in the dark ages in comparison.
Absolutely, they fell asleep.
Thank you so much, it's been a fantastic trip.
All right, James.
Brilliant.
Great job.
Take care.
All right, thank you.
Right. Awesome. Right, now it's time to see some old family friends. God, I remember this house. I've been coming to this house since I think the first time I came here I was 14 or 15. I need to watch myself in this sun today, I think. Coffee. Raw coffee. Oh, that smells heavenly. Right, so we go round this way, and then we turn round and go up that way. I've got a hat. Help me out with the sunburn. That is not good for skateboards. Takes me back. Love a good Nissan Leaf. This is obviously the land of the Nissan Leaf, because this is like the third one I've seen just at this playground in, what, the last half an hour? I was in the whole of San Francisco for 2 days, and I saw like just a handful of EVs.
The BART train coming out of the tunnel.
Oh yeah.
My understanding is those cars haven't been replaced in 40 years.
So that greenway under the BART track goes how far?
Like 15 or 20 miles.
Wow. I'm starting to seriously think I should move to the Bay Area. I think it's a great idea.
Take a number.
Okay, so it's not quite a burger, but oh. In summary, basically over the last few days I've talked to quite a few people who have done significant miles on Autopilot. I sat in a car going all the way to the Fremont factory yesterday, and that was quite an experience to see the car basically drive itself for well over 95% of that journey. There was the odd time where he took it out of Autopilot, but for the most part that was just because it was drifting a little bit, sort of as it goes over the crest of a hill. Sometimes it loses sight of those lanes. It was quite clear that the vast majority of the time his attention did not need to be on the road at all. Okay, so the instructions say keep your eyes on the road, stay alert, etc, etc, but it actually wasn't necessary, looking back with the benefit of hindsight, for the vast majority of the journey. And that really is quite a game changer. I would say that there were quite a few people out there who probably use Autopilot not as the manufacturer would have recommended. You know, they're not paying attention to the road. They are basically trusting the car to drive itself. But equally, the fact that Autopilot cars don't have crashes all the time, it's almost the proof of how good that system is. And with such a massive training data set that Tesla has built up so far, with all its cars out there, you know, driving down roads, building up data about, you know, the times when people have had to intervene, the way people drive.
The thing that Tesla has to their advantage is they're collecting this data. In order for machine learning or AI or any of these things to work, you have to have tons and tons of data.
And they have it.
And they have it because they have a whole network of cars doing it for them. In my mind, they have a significant advantage just because of the amount of data that they have.
I think Tesla is almost in an unassailable position from a self-driving car point of view. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. Okay, so this is supposed to be my quote-unquote day off. Also, now that I think about it, this is the video that I'll be editing on the day when I fly home. And that's the day when, instead of having 24 hours in the day, I'm going to have just 16. So it needs to be a quick, easy edit.